Blazers' 4-game preseason is over, and here's some rapid-fire reaction. First, let's start with the growing pains because it was a painful preseason for the Blazers, at least when they played NBA teams, as they went 0-3 in 2 matchups against the Suns and 1 matchup against the Utah Jazz. Turnovers are going to be a problem. Against NBA teams, the Blazers averaged 18 turnovers a game. A big culprit of that was Scoot Henderson, who, as I expected, is going to go through some growing pains. He had 6 turnovers in his first matchup against the Phoenix Suns, which he played a pretty solid game otherwise, and then in his final matchup against the Phoenix Suns had 5 turnovers, including a couple passes that were basically to nobody. This team is brand new, they haven't played much together, and they need to build chemistry. That was a big goal, as I stated in my preseason preview. However, a lot of these main players didn't play a ton of minutes next to each other during the preseason. DeAndre Ayton and Malcolm Brogdon only played 2 games, Robert Williams III didn't play at all, so I expect this to be a problem going on into the season where the Blazers just struggle with turnovers. I assume there will be some progress as players understand each other better, but until then, expect some rough moments. I also expect fouling to be an issue. The Blazers had 24 fouls in their final game against the Phoenix Suns, had 19 in their 2 games prior, and if anything, in the regular season, I expect this number to go up as the Blazers will end up playing stars more often, and stars in the NBA know how to foul bait. They know how to get to the line, they know how to get defenders into foul trouble, whether it's reaching, swipe throughs, pump fakes, getting them in the air and drawing the foul that way. Given what I saw in the preseason, I truly expect the Blazers to struggle with fouls, and that shouldn't be a surprise given that they're a young team. And as an example, Scoot Henderson in all 4 of his preseason games had at least 4 fouls and even fouled out of 1 of them. So struggling with turnovers and fouling is a bit of a discipline issue, is a bit of a youth issue that I could see really holding back this team to start the season, but maybe they'll sort it out as they get towards the middle part of the season and can go on a stretch where they win a few games, combining the promise of their youth with the talent of their veterans like Malcolm Brogdon, DeAndre Ayton, and Robert Williams III. And maybe this team can finally show something once they get some of those discipline and chemistry things down. But no surprise, those were the 2 biggest things that stood out to me. Another thing that stood out to me is Toumani Camara. He looked absolutely terrific in the preseason and apparently is going to get minutes in the regular rotation when the Blazers debut on October 25th against the Los Angeles Clippers. I will have a whole video on Toumani Camara, Chris Murray, and Jabari Walker in that power forward battle between now and that opening night game, so stay tuned. Also, this video is brought to you by our friends over at BetUS. We're a week away from starting Picks Against the Spread, which is a segment on our show Blazers Uprise Live, which is on our second channel, Blazers Uprise Podcast. If you're new to our content, sorry if that's confusing, but if you've been here, you know that that segment is a lot of fun, and this year BetUS will be providing the spreads for that segment. And this year we will have 12 participants for that. It'll be me, Eric, all of our moderators, all of our hosts on Blazers Uprise Podcast, as well as chat. We do chat polls, and you guys get to participate in this and see if you can beat us in Picks Against the Spread. BetUS is going to be our spread provider all season long. All the odds that you see in that segment will be brought to you by BetUS. But before the season starts, they have some really fun preseason specials, such as who's the favorite to get the first flopping technical. Marcus Smart and Draymond Green are tied there. But then also you can bet on Zion Williamson's next team, and the favorite for that is your Portland Trailblazers at +175. So I've really enjoyed BetUS because of a lot of the different stuff they have over there. Definitely go check them out and use my link in the description box below, as you can get a 125% sign up bonus on top of your first deposit. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. I'm looking forward to Picks Against the Spread. Now let's talk about the offense that this team played. I felt like the offense was very stagnant, and that has been a theme under Chauncey Billups, despite how much he said that he wants to have an offense that plays off each other, that is team-based, and moves the ball. At Media Day, the talk was Chauncey Billups got his guys. He'll be able to play the style of basketball that he wants to play. Well, there's no more excuses left then, and the preseason wasn't a great indication of team-based offense. There was some good moments here or there, but it looked about as stagnant as it did in previous seasons. I also was surprised this team didn't get out and run a little bit more. I think this is going to be a fast-paced team, but they didn't really showcase it much in the preseason. Now, since we didn't get to see the main iteration of this Blazers rotation play a bunch together during the preseason, it's hard to truly judge any of these preseason games, but I do hope they run the floor a little bit more than we saw in preseason. As far as Shaedon Sharpe goes, he did not look good the first 2 preseason games after a summer league where he struggled. He looked like he was floating, he didn't look too engaged. However, in his final final 2 games, he showcased a lot more of what he did at the end of last season, where he torched NBA defenses. He did not shoot the 3-ball well. That was a common thing with this Blazer team, but I'm not worried about Shaedon Sharpe's 3-point shot. He showed a continuation of nice flashes of being able to get to the rim, being able to get to his mid-range spots and knock down shots from there, as well as distributing for teammates. I still think he should start over Matisse Thybulle, and we have no idea whether or not that's going to happen. Ryan Rupert just needs to learn what the NBA game is, because there was a lot of drives that looked nice where he was able to get a step on his defender, but then underestimated NBA players' ability to block shots. He got blocked a bunch this preseason, and when he didn't, it felt like he was rushing layups and just needs to find his footing at the NBA level, because he's a guy that can move. Apparently he's grown an inch, has super long arms, can handle the ball a little bit. He has all the raw tools that you want to see from a 19-year-old that you hope can become a two-way player in a few years. It just might take a few years. And if it happens faster than that, then great. The Blazers drafted this guy as a long-term project, and that's exactly what he is, and that's fine. From all accounts, he has a great work ethic, and as long as he puts the work in, I truly believe Rupert can become an NBA-level contributor. Duop Reith had some impressive offensive moments, but defensively, he's just not good at the NBA level. He's not big enough, he's not athletic enough. It's not really his fault, to be honest with you. There were moments where the NBA game seemed to be moving too fast for him on the defensive end, and he wasn't in the right spot. I truly don't expect him to be anything more than maybe an offensive weapon as a third-string center in the league. But he can shoot the 3 and can throw in a Euro step in transition and has some offensive things that you like for a end-of-the-bench center. If he was like 3 inches taller and could play defense, he would probably be a rotation player in the league. In Anthony Simons' third and final preseason game, he reminded everyone who he is, as he absolutely torched the Utah Jazz in the first half. I truly expect even more of a breakout from him this season, where he averages around 24 to 25 points per game. I will have a video with statistical goals for every single Trailblazer on the roster. Normally I do player previews on every player, but we're running out of time, and that'll just be its own video, so I'm looking forward to that. That's a wrap for my preseason thoughts. I'll have a couple more videos between now and the start of the regular season, and then it's time to hit the ground running. Before I head out of here, check out our second channel, Blazers Uprise Podcast, link in the description box below. We're dropping a ton of content every single week for all you Blazer fans out there. And also, thank you to BetUS. Go check out all those fun specials that they have over there before the NBA season starts, and use that link in the description to get that deposit bonus. With that being said, I'm out of here. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.